Hi, Grant Riding peeps. Coming at you today from outdoors. Had to get out of the house for a few minutes. Before I would talk about this week's work, I did want to talk about some changes that are going on in grant writing. National crises and changes in the political environment always change the funding environment as well. Back during the crash of 2008, a lot of foundations lost a lot of value. They reduced their the amount of grants they gave. Some grants foundations didn't have a grant cycle that year. The Coastal Bend Community Foundation used to do 2 grant cycles a year. Now it only does 1. That's a direct artifact of the 2008 crash. And of course, as you know, the economy has lost a great deal of value as well, and that's going to affect foundations and their investments because it's investments that fund banks. And the other thing that happens, of course, is that states lose revenue because less gas being sold, less sales tax, things like that as well. And so dollars that were going to go fund grants and other things can be reduced or withdrawn. I don't know what's going to happen exactly, but I do want you to realize that these things happen. Similarly, I have been teaching grant writing, doing grant writing for a number of years through a number of changes in administration, and every time a new president is elected, that president has a different set of priorities, and so whatever happens, grants are going to change. For example, when President Obama took office, there was lots of stuff that came in for infrastructure, that came in for social service agencies, etc. When President Trump took office, there was a lot of emphasis on national security and safety. When President Bush Jr. George W. Bush took office, it was the first time that faith-based organizations were able to accept public dollars. President Clinton emphasized disability services, and I won't go on and on, but every president has his or own set of priorities, and also often the priorities of that helped him take office, and so that's going to affect the funding landscape as well. So I wanted you to be aware of this. Some things that I do know that are going on: some private foundations that do have money in the bank have set up COVID-19 or coronavirus funds, and some state agencies, federal agencies, are reappropriating or earmarking dollars for COVID-19 emergency or disaster response. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I did think it was important for you to be aware as grant writers that you got to be sensitive to things that are going on, and that changes do affect the funding environment as well. This week, and really for the rest of the semester, it's about finishing your individual grants. And whatever else is going on, whatever is posted in Blackboard, etc., be working on your grant. Last week you set up a timeline that these are the due dates that you're going to meet to get your grant done. I expect you to stick with that timeline and to meet those target dates. So whatever else is going on, stick with your timeline. So this week we're going to continue what we were doing. We're going to be working on a chapter of McElrath. I'm just going to do a chapter of McElrath from here on out. This one was the one for problem statement or needs statements, and you're going to be doing the worksheet on that as well. Some of the grants that you're looking at will require a need statement. If they don't, you want to build in a wee bit of a need statement within your project description, so you can essentially make the argument that we need this money a little bit more than everybody else does. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing 2 bits of writing. We're going to be doing our sheet that goes with that chapter 3 in McElrath. And the other thing we're going to be doing is a thing that I'm calling Show Me the Money or Show Me the Progress. In other words, each week I want you to create a post in which you tell me what your target goals were for this week, what you meant to accomplish, what you've accomplished. If you didn't accomplish something, what happened that kept you from accomplishing those goals? Is it something, information, access to people, anything that I can help you with? And also, last part, questions, anything you have for me. And if you have anything you've written, any progress you wanted to post or show, go ahead and include that in your attach it to that thread as well. Well, two other things I want to say. One, I did bring back the daily agenda. Some people said, and I think it was a fair comment, that it was confusing to switch the method of delivery halfway through the semester, going to working exclusively on Blackboard when we had been running off a daily agenda. So I am going to continue with a daily agenda. The daily agenda has exactly the same information that the Blackboard lessons have, the watch, read, and write lessons as well. But so it's going to be the same information presented in a different format. But if it's easier for you to work or look at the daily agenda than it is to work your way through the Blackboard module, you can do that as well. And again, all the work's turned in on Blackboard. And the other thing is just stick with your timeline and get that grant done. And as always, if you have any questions, contact me and let me know. Good to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing lots of you writing and maybe seeing some of you tonight. Talk to you later. Bye.